Another Seiko diver has joined the prospects lineup, this time an unusual looking one with some Seikonaut/Aqua Racer mashup. To some of you who are not familiar, the Seikonaut is the SNKK45 or 47. It has a 7S26 movement with a case design that slightly resembles a Patek Nautilus, which reminds me of this one in the case of the Royal Oak. I'm not saying it is the Royal Oak, but since this is a new watch, it's up to the Seiko enthusiast to give it a name. To start off, you are looking at an octagonal shaped bezel and bezel insert, which is gloss finished, the same as the SPB483 for example. Apparently Seiko has been doing this quite recently. They have been putting subtle textures into their dials, which brings the Tag Heuer Aqua Racer comparisons to life. They usually have some swirly, horizontal lines on the dial, and it looks very unconventional for Seiko, especially how the case also shows a bit of Aqua Racer to it. The case size is 41.3mm, 12.5 for the thickness, 48.2 and a 20mm lug width, with an unsigned crown together with crown guards. The side profile of the watch just looks very sharp. It looks nice. With that said, this is becoming a sort of a trend for Seiko. They are decreasing the sizes of their dive watches. If you can recall, earlier this year, they released the new Samurai and the SPB453, the replacement to the 143. They have been making their dive watches sub 42mm. I remember having the first gen Marine Master 200, the first gen 62 mass reinterpretation, Seiko Sumo, and so on. They were all awesome and had a 44mm plus case size, and the lug-to-lugs are even longer on those watches. But if there's one thing that the previous gens did right, it was the bracelets. They were better, based on my observation of course. The bracelet on this watch highly resembles that of an Aqua Racer, with the polished middle link. I previously reviewed one, so I kind of recalled where I saw something similar. The clasp has 2 micro adjustments. Geez, am I seeing that right? That is abysmal. Micro adjustments like that are commonly found in dress watches. This seems to be the target market for this watch. It's a dress watch with a 300-meter water resistance. I want to talk real quick about Seiko's build quality with their modern watches recently. I remember opening my SPB101, which I have a picture here, the 3rd generation Sumo, and the case back stated, "Case back Japan." It really felt solid and overall built better. And when I opened my SPB143, I regulated it. It was different, even though they were both labeled made in Japan. It didn't feel that solid. So I think Seiko has gone on a different route in terms of their production line. It's obvious that some collectors have harsh opinions on their quality control. Over the years, collecting became less exciting, and as I transitioned to selling my old pieces for newer ones, I feel the quality is not as better as the older one. That's just my opinion, of course. Let me know in the comments below if you also have observed that. Going back to these watches, it comes in 3 colors: ivory, blue, and brown. The blue one looks exquisite, like a gentleman's timepiece. Very classy. You can see they have a pattern of placing the date window at 4:30 and bragging about the 3-day power reserve, but they are very generous on these newer models, handing out 300-meter water resistance like it's Christmas. I don't mind it personally, but it gives little reason to upgrade to an 8L with, let's say, a 300-meter water resistance. Just saying. Speaking of movement, inside is the same 6R55 with a 21,600 vibrations per hour. Nothing special. To conclude, I think the main selling point of this watch is the design. I've always said that the SPB483 can be a viable option to run as an everyday dive watch / dress watch. This one leans more toward the formal side. It genuinely looks decent. It is a novel design, therefore some may definitely hate it. But the way I see it, it is a shift from the conventional diver to the non-utilitarian looking watch that is still a diver. It's still capable, but just not the Seiko that we are used to seeing. I love the blue one. If I were to get one, it would be that. But the price of this watch would be the last straw, on whether it is worth $1,100 US. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and leave a comment down below on whether this watch is the right move from Seiko or not. Till next time, I'll see you soon. Stay safe.